Hi there, welcome to the latest episode of my 10-minute moan. And the topic of this 10-minute moan is proving to you how loopy the far left are, and how hopeless they are, and how bonkers they are, and how much a goon platoon they are. And all these things rolled into one, and now they're proving it to us. Okay? They are potty. So, for those who don't know, on Saturday, I'll just pop that back up there. I'm off to Peterhead, or Peterhead, as our English friends pronounce it, for their united protest, which is at Drummer's Corner at 12 noon. Now, as you'll see there are 5 reasons they're having this protest. The first one is to stop the destruction of farming and fishing industries. For those that don't know, Peterhead, it's about 45-minute drive north of Aberdeen in the top right-hand corner of Scotland. Very rural and a fishing village. So when things get like affect farming and fisheries, that's going to affect these people far more than me being a city dweller in the central belt of Scotland. The second thing is they want to protect their sheltered housing. So they want to look after their old folk in their community. Third thing is they want to enforce immigration laws with transparency. So they want to know what's going on with people that are held in these asylum homes, where they're putting them, how long they're there, and they have concerns for that as well. The fourth thing is age-appropriate education with paternal opt-in out of sensitive topics. That's things like gender, ideology, etc. Introducing sexual education to people too young, and how we're sold the ideas of trans and queer ideologies into their children. And the last thing is they want to say is no to net zero. So if you look at that, you read that, and you think, I agree with that, or I agree with most of that, or there's some particular things in there that are really, really on my agenda, I'm going to pop up to Peterhead and show the good people of Peterhead my support. Then who could blame you? These are normal concerns. As someone who's travelled the length and breadth of the United Kingdom and further afield making videos about folks' concerns, it's not only just United Kingdom, but the people I've spoke to further afield in Europe have the same concerns. Unless you're a loopy lefty, right? The goon platoon. So what the goon platoon have done is they've come out with a wee poster, right? And it's saying, all out in Peterhead. Stand against hate, racism and lies. So these concerns, let me just remind you, that the people in Peterhead are protesting about, they must be lies, right? And racist and hateful. Having concerns about old folk and their quality of the later days in their life with care homes, etc., makes you hateful, racist and a liar, right? And then on this wee logo, it says, it's that Antifa logo, anti-fascism, anti-apartheid, anti-imperialism, and anti-Zionist. So they're all these things that they're all anti. So I don't know what they're doing turning up on Saturday, but they're hell-bent on doing it. And they're told you the wee banner has got a list of folk that are coming. And I look forward to meeting you, because I'm talking out it. So I'm kind of, by the way, the best bit's still to come, right? I'll come to that in a minute. So before I get to that, I'll get something else to talk to you about. These people have called this a far right thing, right? Based on what? Is it because I'm speaking at it? Is it maybe this guy here, known to many, Tommy Robinson, he saw the same poster with myself and John and things that were talking at it and said, some great speakers, and put a wee Union Jack and a saltire to show his support for what's going on up there. So maybe it's because certain people have pushed this protest that you think that must make it far right. However, I found out on, can I make that bigger? Yes, right. The Aberdeen Trade Union Council, nonetheless. Okay? Quite an old body, established in 1868 to look after their prime thing is the working conditions of the good people of Aberdeen and the trades up there. You would think. That's probably why they were started. But I obviously get no resemblance to what it's turned into today, because as I'll show you, these folk now are cranks and nutcases, right? And let me show you why. It's their words that I'll show you why I believe they're cranks and nutcases, okay? So, urgent call to action, protest the far right in Peterhead and Aberdeen on Saturday, the 9th of August. Aberdeen Trade Union Council is making an urgent call to action to all delegates, trade union members and associates. We have learned that the far right will be holding demonstrations in Peterhead and Aberdeen on Saturday, the 9th of August, both at 12 noon. It is imperative that we mobilise against them and challenge their narrative of hate and racism. There you are. Right? These people are bonkers, right? The best bit's still to come. In Peterhead, the so-called Peterhead United has organised a family-friendly event. They will be condemning, this is the best bit, council cuts as we do, or as do we, right? But will be turning their hatred on the wrong people. Now, excuse me if I'm the dafty here, right? But if anybody was upset at the council cutting expenditure, who's the only people in the world that you could blame that on? Let me think about it. I've got the answer. The councils, right? So anybody at the Peterhead rally who is upset and condemning council cuts, as we do, the Aberdeen Trades Union Council, will be blaming the same people, you absolute cranks, right? Oh, anyway, we need to turn out in force to tell them and their supporters that this is not the fault of immigrants. I don't blame immigrants for closing old folks' homes. They've never come off the boat and went, I've lost my passport, heavens help me, Bob, could you close some old folks' homes, right? The only people closing the old folks' homes are the cranks in Britain, who the blame lies squarely on for even contemplating shutting down old folks' homes, right? And I can guarantee you, nobody takes to that stand, puts a microphone in their face and says, that old folks' home shutting is the problem with that wee guy for Surrey in a boat, right? It's our government's fault and our council's fault for allowing these things to happen. And if you and the loopy left want to come and have a debate about that on Saturday, I will be at Drummer's Corner at noon. Please make yourself visible to me. We can talk it out. I really look forward to seeing you all at 12. I'm going to make a special request that I can speak kind of early so I can welcome you all to Drummers Square. And I hope there's plenty of you. Stop banging your drums, open your ears, and Big Craig will tell you some home truths, because yous are cranks. Right? Anyway, we need to turn out in force to tell them and their supporters that this is not the fault of immigrants and other marginalised groups. What other marginalised groups could you blame for shutting old folks' homes? Is this now becoming gender critical, you absolute moon howlers, right? What other marginalised groups could possibly be to blame for shutting old folks' homes? It's the only council cut on the list, right, of the 5 things that the people who organised the protest want to get off their chest, right? Is it homosexuals? Is it trans? Is it, I don't know, pygmy unicorns? Is it them? Is it their fault? Use people, you don't even know what you're saying. It's just words flung on a bloody piece of paper, or in this case, onto a website. You absolute weapons, the lot of you. It is the rich amassing more and more of the wealth that are to blame. Here we go. Solidarity, brother. Let's have some communism, right? So, let me ask you this then. If it's the problem with people that are wealthy, I take it you're talking about people who own the old folks' home. If it's them that's to blame, and not the councils, and not the immigrants, and not the transgender unicorns, right? Pygmy transgender unicorns, really marginalised group that, right? It's the folk that own the homes. They must be making more than they are looking after their own. And we are protesting against that. And you want to come in numbers and counter-protest it. You folk are beyond contempt. Yous are barking mad. And I can't wait to debate with every single one of you, if you so wish. Please make yourself visible and present yourself and tell me, Houston, we have a problem. I'll come and talk to you. In fact, I'm at a special deal right now. I'll dedicate a little bit of my speech to you guys for making the effort and coming and watching my 10-minute moan live in Peterhead. I really appreciate you coming along. Please join our counter-protest in Peterhead and show the far right that we stand united and steadfast to condemn racism in Scotland and across the world. This rhetoric is designed to justify exploitative economies, an attack on the most vulnerable, and we oppose them at every turn. In Aberdeen, the target will again be a hotel that houses refugees and asylum seekers. This is shameful. No, what's shameful is them being there in the first place, right? Because if they were genuine asylum seekers, they'd have come out of the countries that they haven't to claim asylum from, found a safe place, and went, thank God I'm away from arm's length, right? Not travel all the way across Europe to get to Dover, jump in a dinghy, and come here. That is shameful. That is where the problem lies. We must challenge their hateful presence and their attacks on vulnerable people. What vulnerable people am I attacking? Being up there and taking a microphone, you absolute rank. If you can't make it to Peterhead, please join the counter-protest in Aberdeen. Please urgently pass this information on to your branches also and urge your members and activists to mobilise to one of these counter-protests. It has never been more important to stand up and be counted. You can just imagine, what was his name? Oh, those that are as old as me. Guy Scouser, what's his name? Citizen Smith, right? Total commie guy, right? Right, no. It has never been more important to stand up and be counted, and beating her heart and doing all that solidarity shite when they were actually typing this nonsense. You people are bonkers. You are a lot of my favourite words. Bonkers, gun platoon, crackers, cranks, lunatics. All in the one, and I can't wait to meet you. I genuinely cannot wait to meet you on Saturday. I might even come over and shake your hands and thank you for coming, for swelling the numbers, and more importantly, right, because here's the kicker, this is how daft you are, right? So the people organising this have never organised a protest before, right? And they're kind of finding their way and they're doing a really good job and they're going, how do we let more people know about our protest? And the Aberdeen Trades Council are kind of doing it for them. That's how bonkers you are. You're not right in the head, right? If you really wanted to mess this thing up, don't tell anybody. Just go in your wee gang, your wee gang of Citizen Smiths, right? Or your wee berry hats and all that, punching your chests and comrade and solidarity and all that nonsense, right? It's like Citizen Sheridan, actually, when I think about it. And shut up about it. But no. On behalf of the good people of Peterhead who have been organising this protest, I would like to personally thank every single last one of you who's shared this, not only on your website, but all over social media, enlightening even more people to know the good people of Peterhead United are having a rally on Saturday. And I will see you all there. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, put your comments below and hit the share button. If you've not already subscribed to the channel, please consider do so. The most important thing of all, unless you're a mad commie lefty that doesn't actually know what you're doing, then not you, but everyone else. Have a great day. See you, bye now.